I want to kind of make a note that, I'm just one of you guys. I'm just a caregiver. That's all I started as. When we go back and look at those videos that we were looking at 2017, that was pre-licensed. That was me as a caregiver, fortunate enough in a spot where I could get a permit to what I was doing back then in a commercial spot. But before that, I was rated, but different story for a different day. But it led to me to push for doing things legitimately. And back then it was all about quality, and caregivers I would hope, are all about quality and providing best cannabis. Sure, there's people out there that just want to bang it out and get as much as they can so they can recoup the dollar, but the dollar will also come with high quality. If you can have that pursuit, there's no reason you can't take that to a commercial level and be able to push that as well.
I think that's the key though, Matt, is that you guys, and you specifically, are a very methodical grower. You didn't just pull these numbers out of your ass. You track all this stuff through spreadsheets constantly, and you're always adding new data.
It was so
every single
impressive
cycle,
to see.
yeah, that's the thing that stood out to me the most is, I've been to larger grows before, but I've never been to anything even close to what you've run. And it has nothing to do with scale. It has to do with the methodical approach to a data-driven harvest.
Yeah, I don't know anybody in their closet grow that's running a spreadsheet to track all their different strains.
But you could though. That's the whole thing, is you can use this as like a catalyst for you. If you're just starting out, don't think, oh, well, he said he was growing back in 2008. That's 12 years ago. Well, it's 12 years experience. Not necessarily. Sometimes if you get started off on the right foot, on the right direction, and you're looking at the right data points, you can make leaps and bounds as a grower that you probably wouldn't any other way. I see you nodding right along with me, Abolished.
Man, I've seen first year growers like just completely impress me and blow away seasoned growers that I've smoked their stuff up.
The two things. One with that, the new grower nowadays is not like the new grower back in 2008 or 9, 10. The new grower nowadays is killing it because there's enough of us out here to push them to push a quality product and to give them enough advice. And there's enough channels like the Michigan Bros Grow Show or like the Dude Grow Show or like Grow From Your Heart podcast, things out there that can actually help you get through and have a place where you can ask questions and get responses from people in the know and that have been through the experiences that you've been through. So the grower now has it and trust me, 2010, when I started that growing back then, I had it way better than the guys back in the 90s and earlier too. So I'm not trying to say that I'm some sort of pioneer here, but the grower now definitely has a lot more of an advantage. The second, I forgot what the second part was going to be, but yeah, go ahead. I'll come up with it.
Even the genetics that are on hand are, way nicer to work with. So that's a really good head start right there.
Yeah, dude, 10 years ago I was working.
And just being able to reach out to anybody.
Oh, I remember. Hang on, let me chime in real quick. So back to the spreadsheets thing. And not everybody is good at spreadsheets, and you don't have to be good at spreadsheets, and you don't have to do spreadsheets. But if you have a notebook and you can write things in a notebook and track it, and be able to go back and read it and understand what you're doing, or still be able to make certain assumptions or averages based off certain numbers that you've written down in the past. You don't have to be, you don't have to be a spreadsheet guy. That's just me and numbers. My numbers and things in my numbers in my head just go and go and go all the time. And my 7-year-old son is the exact same way. It keeps going and going with his brain. And that's kind of how the spreadsheets kind of can help me. And I'm always trying to find new data points to track, new things that I can put into like a spreadsheet or into a notebook so I can track things and again in a new way. Even if I don't use it again or even go back and again, at least I have that reference point to where I can look back and see things. You got to evolve. You definitely got to evolve and keep learning. You can't just stay stagnant and not take notes. Like, notes are so important. It's crazy.
That's one of the things I admired most about Matt, and that's why, when he offered, when he said, hey, I got a place, we should, we come in for a job interview, and it's like, fucking of course, because that's like, I try to align myself with people that have strengths where I have weaknesses, and that's a weakness for me. I don't like logging down a lot of stuff. I've always was in the mentality of that's creating evidence against myself, but I always wonder crap, and I have no answer for it. And that was one of the things that really impressed me about Matt is like, I could ask him at any time. I could be like,
yes.
Hey, we did this differently. What was the change, or whatever. I can't think of an example off the top of my head right now, but I can with the Han Solo burger when we moved all the additives and we just ran it with the base nutrients. And I was like, okay, so what did that look like? You know, what was the difference? And the weight were way, it was deceiving because if you looked at the plants, they looked pretty close. I mean, as far as size wise, weight, you would figure the weight was close, but really it was a more airy bud, and it was a less quality bud too when you got up and looked at it. So was somebody with no notes would have thought, well, it didn't make that big of a difference. Maybe I should not use the secondary nutrients or whatever.
Benefit analysis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But with the numbers, and you say, hell yeah, I mean, it was fucking pounds and pounds of difference on the yield, and that is going to net us way more money than the cost of the additives. So having that data right there is so important.
Very valuable, and I think that it's really cool that a facility of your guys' size is willing to do stuff like that, take a run and try something. What I am curious about,
that's awesome.
When you're going to do a run of LEDs in a room.
Yeah, me too.
I was just talking to Mitten Gardens about this today. I need to get a hold of Steven up there, HLG.
Oh, I hate goodbyes.
Lloyd.
Just go ahead.
Damn button. Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.